It's Friday, so it's time for our Agile, Not So Agile episode of the Daily Stand Up Podcast. And I saw an article that really shook me to the core, and it was called Why You Can't Enjoy Life. And I thought I'd kind of elaborate on it because after reading it, I understood and it made more sense to me. So without any further ado, let's jump in. I've been stuck in a rut. Writing used to motivate me, but I've been asking myself, what am I doing it for? Actually, what am I doing anything for? There's a great song by Billie Eilish that talks about what was I made for, and it's just one of the most heartbreaking, heartwarming, touching songs. Probably one of the best songs ever written. It's that good. But what am I doing it for? What am I doing anything for? I felt complacent, getting lost in distractions and daily obligations. Nothing seemed to fulfill me anymore. I was tired of being tired. A few weeks later, I looked at myself and I realized, oh no, here comes the dark season again. And you're probably wondering, what is the dark season? Well, the dark season looks like this. Think about childhood. For most of us, being a child was truly the time of our lives, and for good reason. Everything was new, and you're not limited to what's real or unreal, achievable or unachievable. So you laugh with your friends, you play board games, you dive straight into swimming pools, you sing at the top of your lungs, you write whatever you feel like writing, not because you want to achieve something, but merely for the pleasure of doing it. And then years slip by. Life becomes less about exploration and more about what's the next thing that I have to do in order to survive or to be better. So we make to-do lists and ponder what we should be doing with ourselves. We set high expectations and write down our goals. And with every goal, there's fear. Fear then creates stress. And the brain can make no difference between mental and physical danger, like, say, being chased by a grizzly bear. You might have heard the term fight or flight, but there's another response that's less known, that is the freeze response. Basically, you don't fight the grizzly bear. You don't even run away from it. You're stuck. And the worst part is that you know you should be doing something about it, but you don't. You just stop trying. I've been there. I've been there a few times. It's just one of those things where you're like, yeah, whatever at that point. And it's not the right answer, but you get that attitude because, well, there's no right answer, right? Did you notice? The colors are faded out. It's a slow and gradual process. Living used to be colorful. And now it's like I don't even want to fight anymore. I don't want to become successful. I don't want to wake up and go to work day after day. I don't want to learn, and I don't want to read, and I don't want to explore the world. I don't even want to entertain myself. What is this? And once you become aware that you're in a dark season, it's often too late. So on the outside, it seems as though you're lazy. You don't try hard enough. You become a zombie, a heavy sleepwalker who cannot appreciate simple joys of existence. All you need is a bucket of water, a cold splash to your face, and you can finally wake up and realize the urgency of life. But here's the thing. No matter how you open your eyes, the colors never get brighter. No matter how much color you spray, you inject, your irises still stay dark. The point is, we're trying too hard to see the world correctly. I'm going to say that line again. The point is, we're trying so hard to see the world correctly. We look at people who are curious, enthusiastic, passionate about living, and we think, it must be that my way of seeing is bad. So we try to cure our illness by pushing ourselves. Push, push, push. We visualize ourselves as an 80-year-old, a miserable and pathetic human with nothing to show for. And then, and only then, do we take action. Sometimes it works. Other times it doesn't. If you're in freeze mode, it definitely won't. Why? Because the illness is not you. It's not that you lack willpower. It's not that you don't want it bad enough. It's not that you don't need more stress to finally get you over, to get your senses together. Because what if you are actually already stressed out? And what if that was the reason you're feeling stuck? Flash forward and you're scrolling on endless social media and eating gigantic amounts of sugary snacks. But 1 hour ago, you were watching a motivational TED Talk. Why is that? Maybe it's not that you're unwilling to see brighter. Maybe it's because there was an accumulation of stress that kept building and building and building, making us numb to all the colors. Stress. What are we going to do about it? Stay stuck? You don't need to push yourself, at least for now. First, notice that you're in a cycle of feeling busy and distracted. Busy has a lot to do with overthinking. Whatever it is we're pondering on, the what ifs, the maybes, the should haves, this is how stress accumulates. It's also why we need a distraction, because overthinking leads to not thinking at all. This is how we calm our mind. Eating ice cream feels great only because the ice cream, or not only, I should say, not only because of the ice cream, but because we can focus on something else instead of our busy thoughts that we're having in the first place. Something that's been helping me is to set aside a 30-minute time frame in my agenda each day. On my to-do list, I wrote an agenda item labeled "Do Nothing." I sat alone. Without really expecting it, a question popped out and made me reflect. What's going on? That's it. The whole point was just to stop and reflect on yourself. Because in the weeks that keep repeating themselves over and over in the burden of meaningless reality, it's easy to forget about our own state of mind. But once we take a break, we can finally utter the words, I am here, I exist, and something has to change. If you find yourself crying or feeling frustrated, that's a good sign. It means the old season is dying, therefore a new season is ready to be born. Something new. Finally, I was craving that. I was desperately longing for the colors to come to life. But before I had to let go of the stressors, before that, I had to let go of the stressors, meaning that I had to disrupt the endless cycle of busyness and distraction by spending time in solitude. By asking, what is the pain I'm trying to alleviate? The answer might be different for you. Perhaps your own suffering is universal, but the way you deal with it is unique. And thanks to that, you have the potential to help yourself and to inspire others along the way. Maybe that becomes your purpose. It gives you a sense of direction. You're going to solve the pain. You're going to build something out of it. You're going to make art. You're going to set an example. You're going to defy the status quo. And by doing so, you're going to open a door to something new. Please note it's not easy. We're in a stuck cycle, so we're going to have to lower our expectations. The most basic, unpassable actions like getting out of bed, taking a 10-minute walk, journaling in your future, or reading one single page a day from a scripture, a good book. They too deserve the attention. After all, these tiny habits are going to lead to the path to bigger changes like starting a blog, signing up for a gym, finding a new career path, getting a haircut, traveling the world, connecting with people, learning a new language, moving to another country, joining a hobby club. Basically, following your intuition on what feels right, nurturing, challenging, and stimulating. Not to repair a broken vision, but to remember how to feel alive again. It's been so long since I read this advice about feeling alive, and I can assure you that I have journal pages on this. But what I really want to emphasize is that Billie Eilish said it best. If you are stuck in a rut and you don't know what you're made for, you don't understand your purpose, or you're discounting your value, don't stay there. You need to move forward. You need to move, period. And seek out friends, people, anyone. Anyone who's listening to my voice at this time. If you need me, I'm here. Reach out. Lee@AgileDad.com. I will comfort you. I will talk to you. We'll get through it. There's no problem big enough that you can't work through. It's one of these things where you need to understand what your life's purpose is and how you can make a difference. And when you discover that, that's going to help you be the person you've always wanted to be. And it's going to bring you happiness and joy. That's going to do it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the episodes. If you have something you want us to talk about, learn more at AgileDad.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care.